Welcome back to Supremely Black Podcast. This is your host, D Rose. Now, I've had a few people reach out to me like, hey, bro, we haven't heard you talk about anything in regards to Project 2025. So here it is. I'm going to actually be covering the story with it. So this is something that a lot of people are considering either is a scare tactic to make people want to vote blue or vote for Biden, however you want to look at it. They're saying that this is a conservative group that is just being extremists, right? Now, if you look into all of the details in Project 2025, keep in mind it's 1,000 pages. So there's a lot to unpack with it. So there's a lot of different things that you would have to look into and see exactly, okay, do you think this is something that could potentially happen? Do you think this has already been in place? Do you just think this is a scare tactic to get people to vote Democrat, right? So here's my take on it. I'm gonna let you watch this video, and then as the series goes on, I'm gonna be breaking down a couple topics at once because it's clearly too much to unpack at once. So just walk with me, be with me, but I want you to see this content creator and how they broke this down and showing everybody. Stay tuned. Salute.
2025 is a far-right manifesto. It is a 1,000-page bucket list of extremist policies that would uproot every government agency and disrupt the lives of every person who calls this country home. The Department of Education would be eliminated, cutting students off from civil rights protections and ending essential Title I funding for K through 12 schools. The Department of Justice would go on a murdering spree. It would rush to use the death penalty and expand its use to even more people while circumventing due process protections. Project 25 not only calls for national book bans in schools, but also creates a list of banned words for the federal government that would be deleted from, quote, every federal rule, agency regulation, contract, grant, and piece of legislation that exists. End quote. Here are just a few of the words on the list: diversity, gender, reproductive health, and of course, conservatives want to ban the word abortion. On that note, abortion care would be inaccessible and illegal no matter where you live. Now, we could have an entire hearing on how these policies would quite literally ruin and end lives, and I didn't even touch upon proposals for housing, climate change, worker protections, and more. If enacted, Project 2025 would destroy the federal government as we know it.
So this is why I've told people, don't allow for everything that you see on the news or in the articles on Instagram, social media in general to distract you on what's really going on, because this is what we're running into. If they have a group of people that has put together 1,000-page basically new rule book is how I would look at this, is to kind of put it into simple terms. You don't have time to be beefing or going back and forth with people on the internet about race or blue, red, etc. And then also just keep it all the way real with you. This is something this is a fight that's within the United States of America, right? This ain't about outside countries, anything like that. You would also have to just consider like anything else that's not considered on the homeland as a distraction, regardless of how they try to put it, whether it's race, whether it's what party you set, anything. All of it is a distraction. This is why I think this series is going to be important, is to help people understand that the goal is to keep you distracted and to implement or put in place other things that you will not be able to control and basically take away your freedom of everything. So stay tuned with it. As always, long live CC. I'm out.